Hey guys, WhitefallWolf here. This is a game 1 that took originally 28 minutes. I had to cut it down by speeding up the duel and cutting out the shuffling scenes and such. So this is an epic Grudge match. I'm gonna roll a die. I think Chris won the die roll by saying odd, and then I had even. So he lets me go first. Start off by summoning Curry Bandits, setting 3 back rows. Adding Sanctum to my hand, not using Dragon effect. Really bad that I had to excavate 2 Veilers right off the bat of the duel. So Chris starting off with Manju. Searching for Yugioh. Then I call off the Haunted for Curry Bandit, so he makes an easy read that I have Crush card. You can see he arranged his hand, so he's kind of holding out which one I will hit with the Crush card. You see right there, he's parting out the hand, just getting ready for Crush card. So I Crush card, tributing Curry Bandit, and then hitting Unicorn Valkyries. He thinks about it, then he decides to also send monsters from the deck, which I must admit I completely forgot about. He decides to send the Shaddoll Dragon and Trishula. So in fact the Crush card wasn't really that good at that time, but obviously it was an easy read at that time. I still don't know how I feel about Crush card. He decides to send Dragon and Trishula. Dragon targeting my Shadow Games, which I chain to send Beast. Drawing a card off the Beast. Still left with the face-up Call of the Haunted, which is not attached to anything. He continues the attack with Manju, hitting me for 14. I draw from the Beast. He then rotas for Clausulus or Shurid, I can't remember. Shurid. He goes for the Shurid. Then cycles back to Trishula by tributing the Shurid. You see how much the Crush card actually backfires at this time. I actually thought Crush card was supposed to be good against Nekroz. But I don't really know how I feel about the card. Then Trishulas, the face-up Call of the Haunter from the field, the Beast from the graveyard, and a Falco from my hand. So I'm down to only 2 cards. He used Shurid to add Brio. Brio added Yugioh, Kaleido, sent Herald to summon the Yugioh. He then decides to search. I think he decides on another Brio for the next turn. He's contemplating Valkyries or Kaleidoscope, but he goes for the Brio. He then thinks about going into an XYZ, decides not to do it, because he doesn't want me getting free Shaddoll Fusion. I summon Mathematician, sending Felice. Felice special summoning itself. I have to tribute Felice because Yugioh will negate if I try to go into Black Rose. And I'm sitting really poorly, so I'm actually hoping that Felice will mill me at least 1+. I end up milling complete Godly on the Felice. I mill Hedgehog, Squamata, and El Shaddoll fusion, which is actually really insane. So Squamata will send core, target El Shaddoll, and Hedgehog will add me the Beast. This was actually a pretty insane Felice. It actually brought me back in the game. So Mathematician will attack over this. And then I decide to not use the El Shaddoll fusion because I don't want him to have Trishula in graveyard, so he can search for cycle and then Trish me again. I then set the El Shaddoll and another back row. Can't remember which one it is at this time. Chris then goes to battle phase and attacks the Mathematician. I take some damage and make a draw. Draw for turn. So I'm actually now not that far behind in card advantage. And I believe I have like 55 in life points. So I summon Blackluster Soldier by banishing Veiler and Curry Bandit. Summon it in defense, banishing the Trish, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. Then flip El Shaddoll, fusioning Beast and Molotov for Construct, and using Beast as chaining 1, Construct chaining 2. Sending Hedgehog. Draw from Beast, search from Hedgehog. Adds another Beast. So actually now I have the perfect flow going for the deck. Attack for 28. Main phase 2 tributes off the Construct to get back El Shaddoll by setting the Beast. Setting the El Shaddoll. And another back row. I'm actually at Chris' house right now, so he's just walking in and out of the door, squeaking a lot. Chris then banishes some cards to add some new ritual spells to the hand. Make him go up to 5 or 6 cards in hand. Hoping to make a comeback. Considering I got Trishulad and in the beginning, I actually came back pretty hard because of that Felice. He then Brios for Yugioh. Kaleidos into the Yugioh by sending Herald of Arclight. Searching for the Herald. Going into Valkyros. Summons Shadow Mist. I use Sanctum to the summon of Shadow Mist, getting out artifact Scythe, so he can't use the extra deck for the rest of the turn. Locking him out of a potential Exeter Knight. He then Clausulus into Nekroz Mirror. Uses Nekroz Mirror to summon Velcros by banishing Shurit for the whole tribute. Then he attacks over my Black Lustline defense. I'm actually considering fusioning here, but then thinking about that he has Yugioh face up, so even Construct won't matter since it's only 28. He then sacks the Yugioh for Velcro's effect. Sets 2 back rows. In phase, I Shadow Game, sending Falco and flipping up Beast, so Falco chaining 1 and Beast chaining 2. Draw 2 for Beast. Resolves Beast by discarding a Curry Bandit, I think. Yeah, Curry Bandit. Then Falco summons itself. I draw the turn. Flips off Falco, targeting Construct. Set the Construct. And then I decide to want to synchro into Black Rose, but he asked me if he might have response to the summon of Construct. I then go into Black Rose, nukes the board, gets the Construct effect, targeting core. Then I Soul Charge for 3. Too many cards in graveyard to do the slide thing, so just looking through it. I end up picking Moltag, Scythe, and Construct. So now I have a Construct summoned from the grave by Soul Charge, which means his Unicorn Bryonic won't do anything to it. I overlay my Moltag and Scythe into Pallades. Set 2 or 3 back rows. Oh, set 1 back row. Most likely the Shaddoll core. Kristen again, yet for the 4th time, banishes cards from the grave to add yet another. Yeah, it's the Nekroz Mirror. Discards Clausulus to add another spell. The 3rd and last cycle. And I'm actually really amazed how back and forth this duel is. He seems to always find a way to come back. He summons the Summoner's Monk, and then uses effect to pitch one of the spells he added. Pitch the Mirror. Brings out Armageddon Knight. I probably should have played the Summoner's Monk, but I was afraid what he had in hand besides the mirrors. He then uses Armageddon Knight effect to send the Farfar, the Burning Abyss guy, targeting my Pleiades. It's forcing me to use the effect because it will lose the materials when being banished until the end of turn. So I bounce the Summoner's Monk with the effect. He then cycles Malicious by reviving Brionac. Tries to use Brionac's effect on Construct, but I remind him that it's brought up with the Soul Charge, and Brionac and Yugioh can only on special summon monsters from the extra deck, which seemed like a huge misplay on his part because he didn't actually really know this. Then banishes Malicious to summon another Malicious. I think I'm at like 2500 after a Soul Charge. I was like 55 and then I paid 3000, so then he goes into M7, bounces the Construct back to the extra deck, attacks with M7 first. I have to block the attack with Shaddoll Core. Ends up taking 14 from the Armageddon Knight. He asked me if I have Shaddoll Fusion, the regular one. I show him, so I can get the free. He then checks my graveyard to see if I have used all 12 Shaddolls. I haven't, because I have one Squamata left in the deck. Besides, I would be able to send one from hand and one from deck. So, draw for turn. Use the regular Shaddoll Fusion. Sending Squamata and the last Veiler in the deck. For my third construct. Then I summon Mathematician to send Paro Cerberus, since that's the only card left, and that's pretty much game.